Namaste, yogis. Thank you for joining this class. Today we're focusing on the neck, shoulder, and back. So let's begin. If you have 2 blocks at home, bring a block and sit nice and tall. Tuck it under your seat. Make sure that your hips are above your knees. Gently place your hands onto your kneecaps. Roll the shoulders back. And let's close our eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Let's do that one more time. Take a deep breath in and exhale through your mouth. And gently, we'll slowly do some neck circles. Tuck the chin down towards your chest. Rotate your nose, your chin towards your right shoulder. And then gently roll the head back as you look up towards the ceiling. Towards the left shoulder. And then chin back down towards your chest. Do your best to only move in your neck joint and not anywhere else in the body. Let's do the other direction. Turn your chin towards the left shoulder. Tilt your head back as you point your nose towards the sky. And now tilt towards the right shoulder and then back down. Let's do that one more time. Head towards the right hand side, right shoulder. Tilt the head back, look up. And then towards the left shoulder. Tuck the chin down. Last round. Head towards the left shoulder. Chin up. Right shoulder. And then chin down. Beautiful. Removing the block. And then come onto all fours. On all fours, make sure that your wrist joints are under your shoulders and then your knees are under the pelvis. Tuck the back toes and then grip the floor, creating small little tunnels under your fingers. The spine is in neutral. As you hinge your hips back towards your heels, tilt your tailbone up and look up towards the sky. And then draw the tailbone down as you round forward, coming back into all fours with the protracted shoulder blades. Let's do a few of these small waves. Tilt your tailbone up to the sky as you tilt your pelvis towards your heels. And then draw the tailbone down as you come forward. If you feel comfortable, I welcome you to close your eyes or simply keep a soft gaze as you undulate in these little waves. Last one, hinging your hips back towards your heels, tilt the pelvis up towards the sky, and then draw the tailbone down as you round forward. Beautiful. Coming back to neutral spine, and then come onto your fingertips, feather touch on the floor. Extending your left leg back behind you. Now, walk your right foot towards the left side of your mat, and then tuck your left knee behind the right. From here, we're going to do an anterior pelvic tilt, lifting the tailbone towards the sky, and I like to call this the happy dog. So you're in a really happy dog position where you can wag the tail, and then gently walk your way back, sitting into shoelace. Excellent. If you have maintained the happy dog, you'll feel that you might be sitting right on top of the sitting bone, and that's what we're aiming. In shoelace, I'm going to mindfully shuffle forward. We're going to use our strap. If you don't have a strap at home, use a long t-shirt or a towel. Holding onto the strap with your right hand, extending the arm to the right hand side. And then as you Bring the right biceps towards the right side of the ears, bending into the elbow. And now gently extending your left arm out to the side, and then point the thumbs down. This is internal rotation, and then slide the left arm behind you. If you can find the strap, way to go. Give a firm grip and then walk your bottom arm towards the top hand. Come to cow face arm, Gomukhasana arm. Lengthen your long spine and then press the head back against your upper arm, feeling perhaps some tensile resistance in your right shoulder cuff. Let's stay here. Now, of course, if you don't need the strap, let that go and then come into a bind that you feel comfortable with. And gently close your eyes and then draw all your mental energy between the eyebrows. And the next inhalation, lengthen your spine. And then exhale, we're going to come into a forward fold. Bowing forward and then fold for as much as deep as your arm allows you. So if you start to curl into your shoelace, but then you're sacrificing the arms where you don't feel much into the arms, I encourage you to not fold as deeply. We're just going to stay here, not too long. Excellent. Now, continue to forward fold, but releasing your arms, draping the spine over your legs. For this morning, the shoelace, I welcome you to do a variation where you walk the body towards the left side of your mat. So if the top leg is right leg, we're going to walk towards the left side of the mat. This option really helps us to get into the deep muscles in the lower back. And if you walk your right hand a little bit further in front than the left, you might also get into the fascia along the top of the upper back as well as part of the back of the arm. So if you're new to Yin Yoga, this is a gentle reminder that in Yin, you want to ease into the physical pose where you feel the sensation, but not to the point of pain. So for a lot of us, the discomfort is actually the sensation of a tensile resistance happening. But if it's to the point where you feel pain, then you need to back off or completely come out of the pose. And please know that any options that I offer you in class is just a suggestion. You can always do more the traditional poses that you know. Instead of coming to the side, you can always stay in the center. When you're ready, let's walk our way back into center of the shoelace And then ease your way out of the pose. Beautiful. Be really mindful how to unravel out of the posture, leaning back, and then simply fan your leg out. We're going to do a few dynamic transitions. So place your hands behind you. Your fingers can point forward to the side or back depending on your comfort and the range of motion in your wrist joint. So for me, I like my fingers pointing to the side. Planting your feet down, the hips width apart, and then slowly inhale, push your pelvis up towards the sky. Looking up, and then exhale. But almost touching the floor, but not. And then inhale, push the pelvis up towards the sky again. And then exhale. One last one. We're going to stay up there. As you push the pelvis up, also fan out the upper chest towards the sky. And then slowly coming back down. Let's go into your first resting position, extending your legs out. And then simply rest onto your back. And always, this is an option. If you need some support under your knees, place a bolster under your knee. And slowly, when you're ready, reach your arms out and then roll to either side of the body. And then mindfully push your way back up onto all fours. We're going to set up for second side. When you're ready, let's come onto your hands and knees. Again, gripping the floor. And then make sure your knees are under the pelvis. Let's do a few small waves. And I feel like you're more familiar with it this time. And I'll let you to go onto your own rhythm. Tilting the tailbone back as you sit towards your heels. And then drawing the tailbone down as you protract into your shoulder blades. Look towards your belly button and then sit back again and looking up. And this time, close your eyes. Imagine you're floating in water, allowing the waves to take you into its own natural rhythm. There's no strategies, no plans, no goals. You're riding with the waves, allowing the currents to take you wherever you need to be. You're exactly where you need to be, wherever you are, and whoever you are. Coming back into all fours. When you're ready, let's come onto our fingertips. And I like to have my hands slightly in front of me. And then extending your right leg back. Walk, this time, your left foot towards the right side of your mat. And then tuck your right knee behind the left. So I'm going to shuffle forward so there's some room. So fingertips in front. And here, prepare for this happy dog position where we tilt the tailbone up to the sky. And this really helps to extending the low back before we sit down. And then mindfully walk your fingers back as you come into shoelace. Now, for those who are having a hard time doing shoelace, one of the modification will be square pose, which you're gonna walk your foot and stack on top so the shins are along on the shin. But if that's also not good for you this morning or today, whenever you're practicing, just slide the leg in front. So I call this the open position. And you also target into the outer hips. For those who are already in your shoelace at the happy dog position, stay there. Now, lengthen into your low back, extending into your spine. Have the strap ready if you need it. And then bring the left arm up, bicep beside your ear, or as much as is possible. And then bending into the forearms. Now extending your right arm to the side, align with the shoulder, turn the thumb down, come into an internal rotation, preparing for your cow face arm, Gomukhasana. Sliding the forearm behind you now, gripping into the strap. And of course, you can walk your bottom hand up towards the top hand. Now remember, you're already starting your yin. So coming into your physical edge, if you're walking too fast, too far up the strap, and it's creating too much tension, that is not what we're seeking. We're looking for a comfort, a sense of comfort where you feel challenged, but never to the point of injuries. So let's stay here in a tall spine, lengthening, rooting down the tailbone as you lengthen the back of your neck. Gently press against the back of the head towards your arm. Perhaps feeling a bit of that tensile resistance under the armpit, maybe in the shoulder cuffs on the left arm. And then also feeling the front side of the deltoids in your right arm. Now notice if you're clenching your jaw, and interestingly, there's this fascia line that runs along the jaw all the way to the pelvis. So let's release the jaw, open the mouth a few rounds. And this really helps to release tension in our lower body. Let's take a deep breath in. And then bowing forward, staying in the bind position. Coming into a forward fold. Again, remember, in this forward fold, we're not sacrificing the structure in the upper body. So if you're collapsing in the upper body so that you can reach a deeper depth, we're not going for that. So what we're shooting for is bow as far forward while maintaining the opening in your chest. And this is phase 1 of our shoelace today. Excellent. Now let go of your arms, your strap, and then surrender forward into your forward fold. You're really welcome to stay in the traditional shoelace forward fold, or now this time walk towards the right side of your mat. So I have my left leg on top, and I'm walking to the right side of the mat. If you have the opposite leg on top, if you have your right leg on top, then you will walk towards the left. And again, explore by reaching your left arm slightly in front of your right arm. To me, I feel a slightly more tensile resistance along the outer hip, my gluteus medius, as well as my low back, my QL, quadratus lumbar. A little trick here is you can put a block under the forehead, supporting your head. If you have something under the forehead, it's a great moment to concentrate for third eye meditation. And scan the body. Are you holding tension unnecessarily in parts of your body? I invite you to let go and then soften into your pose. Or perhaps are you holding on to tension in your mind? Holding on to negative thoughts, things that have happened in the past. Coming back into the present, tuning to your breath, to the sound around you. And slowly, mindfully walk your way back into center. And then pushing your way, coming to an upright position. Unraveling your legs now. Let's do a few rounds of the reverse tabletop. This really helps for us to reinvigorate the low back after we've opened it for some time. So again, I like to put my fingers pointing to the side. Hips is aligned with our feet. Inhale, push the pelvis up to the sky as you're rotating your shoulders and your arms out. Looking back is optional if your neck allows you. And then exhale, dip your hips towards the ground. And then inhale again, push the pelvis up. Welcome this brightness, receiving a higher consciousness as you look up. And then exhale, coming back down. Let's do one last one. Inhale, pelvis up, look up. And then exhale, sitting back down. Gorgeous. Let's come on to your belly this time for a resting pose. Now, of course, if lying down on your belly isn't what you're comfortable with, you can always take lying down on your back. So let's take our mini rest, coming onto your belly or your back. Softly place your hands under your armpit and then push away, coming into all fours one more time. This one is thread the needle with a heart opening. We're going to mindfully thread your right arm under the left arm and then slowly bring your left arm up towards the sky. Place this left palm behind your low back. Pressing the left palm against the low back to help open your left shoulder towards the sky. And staying here, take a deep breath in and exhale out. Now, if coming onto your knees isn't super comfortable for you, you can also sit back down slightly into a child's pose and then coming onto this position. If you're in a child's pose position, you might need to put a block under your head. So this is a modification. And for others, we're going to slowly shift away back onto our knees. And as well, this helps to open our chest and coming into a small back bend. So while you're in this position, I want to share a quick story with you. So once upon a time, there's a man who came to a riverbank and he's trying to cross the river. Because in his mind, someone has told him that if he crosses the river, he'll find abundance of treasure. And he saw this one boatman and he went to the boatman and asked, Hello, sir, can you take me across the river? The boatman said, I'm new to the job and I'm unfamiliar with the currents today. Sorry, I can't take you. So this man searched and found another boatman. And then he asked, Sir, can you take me across the river? The boatman said, No, today I'm closed. I need to tend to some family affairs. You need to find someone else. So this man searched and finally he saw this old yogi master sitting across the river meditating. So he screamed and yelled and said, Master, can you show me how to cross the river so I can get to the other side? The yogi master looked up, came out of his meditation, and said, Sir, you are on the other side. I love this story because it really shows you a change of perspective. In yoga, the art of doing nothing or non-doing is essential. Instead of reaching and trying to achieve more, we're simply already there. Releasing the posture, let's ease into a supported child's pose. Let's bring a bolster or pillow you have and then tuck it against your pubic bone. And then, most importantly, I like to rest my arms behind me. So really relaxing the shoulders, which we have just worked on. And gently removing the bolster. We're ready to go to the other side. So coming onto the other side, so let's shift our weights towards our hands and feet. And instead of threading the right under this time, we're going to thread the left arm under. So sliding the left arm under, and then gently place the left side of the cheeks to the floor. And again, if you come into more of a child pose modification, put the block under the face. And that will be helpful. Let's resume back to the normal position. Left side of the head coming down to the ground, and then scoop the right arm up to the sky. Place the palm behind your low back. Gently press against the palm to the low back to help you open into the upper back slightly more. And as a reminder to bring back your mind to the present moment. If you have drifted into your thoughts, into distant memories, and just joyfully come back to the present moment. Mindfully bring your top arm down and then scoop either onto your belly to rest, or if you enjoy the child's pose variation, let's come back to the child's pose variation. And most importantly is to relaxing your upper body. I like to have my arms beside me, but this is up to you. And gently, let's come to a seated position. Let's put the bolster to the side. So I'm going to stay profile so you have a good visual. We're going to do a small bit of mobility exercise. This helps to loosen up and reinvigorate the body, especially the upper body and the neck. So sitting nice and tall and interlace your fingers, have your palms in front of your chest. Lift your elbows to the side, maintain a long spine. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, scoop the arms towards your pubic bone and then round the spine. I flip my palms and then I push it towards the front side of the body. And then inhale, coming back into center. Exhale, scoop the arms forward. And this time, raise your arms all the way up to the sky. Bend the elbows slightly to lift your chest up. And then exhale, scoop down, back to the heart center. Let's do 2 more rounds. Exhale, scoop. Come to the protracted version of the spine. And then inhale, long spine. Exhale, scoop. Reach the arms up to the sky. Bend the elbows. Exhale, scoop. Back to center. Let's do one last round. Exhale, scoop. Inhale, upright. Exhale, scoop. Reach the arms up to the sky. Bend the elbows. Reach the heart up. And then exhale, scoop. Back to center. Beautiful. Release your arms. So before we enter our final Shavasana, we're going to put a block, or if you have a pillow, yeah, I'll show you both. We're going to put the block sideways, like about level 1, and just under our shoulder blades here. So this really helps to have a gentle heart opening as you lie down. And you need to adjust to the level that works for you. And to me, my shoulder blades are just sitting right on top or superior to the block. And then just allowing your arms to drape to the side of the body. And then imagine you're floating in water again. If you have a pillow at home, the best is just to lay this long pillow sideways. And then for the pillow, it's actually slightly lower. Yeah, not so much higher like the block, and just slightly lower, almost towards the lumbar spine. And then allowing yourself to drape over the bolster. Having your palms facing up to the sky to receive. You have nowhere to go, nothing to do, and nobody to be. And for those who are ready for your final Shavasana, just bending into your knees and then push your pelvis out. Slide the bolster of the block out of the way. If you enjoy to stay a little longer in your heart opening, you're welcome to. But just know that we are entering into your final rest. And softly scanning the body, consciously releasing tension from the toes, melting your ankles, shins, knees, thighs, and hips. Your belly and chest are getting heavier, but your heart remains light. Release your low back, mid back, and upper back. Your arms are sinking to the ground. Your head is getting heavy. And soften your face. You're exactly where you need to be.
You're welcome to stay in Shavasana or come with me. Start moving your fingers and toes and stretch your arms up. Gently roll over to either side into fetal position. Mindfully coming into an easy seated posture.
So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had a good practice. So remember to subscribe to the channel or give me a thumbs up in the video if you enjoyed it. And I welcome you to come back and practice again. Namaste.